Good morning, students. Today we are going to see about the total internal reflection. So, before entering into the topic, let's see what are the learning objectives we are going to see in this topic. So, we are going to see about the critical angle and total internal reflection, that is TIR, state the conditions for TIR, explain mirage formation, describe the structure and working of optical fibers and their uses. Before entering into the topic, let's see a quick recap about the previous topic, refraction. So, what is refraction? Light changes direction when passes from one medium to another medium, that is from denser medium to rarer medium. The rays bend away from normal. So, reflective index determines amount of the bending. So, we have seen this in the previous class. Now, we are going to see about the topic total internal reflection. First, let's see about the critical angle. What do you mean by critical angle? Have you ever heard this word critical angle? So, this critical angles, you may hear the words angle in the mathematics. But this critical angle is nothing but the critical angle is the angle of incidence in a denser medium at which the reflected rays rarely medium bends to 90 degree along the surface. So, the critical angle is nothing but the angle of incidence in a denser medium at which the reflected rays to the rarer medium bends to 90 degree along the surface. So, we know that the light travels from denser medium to rarer medium. In the same way, in critical angle, the incidence in a denser medium at which reflected rays are travel from rarer medium bends 90 degree along the surface. For example, for glass to air, the critical angle is 42 degree. But for water to air, the critical angle is 49 degree. This is because of the bending of medium. So, next is what is total internal reflection. So, total internal reflection is nothing but when light travels from a denser medium to rarer medium and the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle. So, when light travels, so the light always travels from the denser medium to the rarer medium, and in this total internal reflection, the angle of incidence is greater than the critical angle. The light is completely reflected back in a denser medium. So, the angle of incidence is greater than critical angle, so the light completely reflected back into the denser medium. So, to obtain this total internal reflection, some conditions are there. So, the condition is light must travel from a denser medium, that is higher reflector index, to a rarer medium, that is lower reflective index. So, that is the higher reflective index is always water and the lower reflective index is air. So, the next one is angle of incidence inside the denser medium must be greater than the critical angle. So, the angle of incidence should be in the denser medium should be always greater than the critical angle. So, that is what in the definition that is given. Total internal reflection travels for a light travels from denser medium to a rarer medium, it is incidence to greater than critical angle. So, that is what given in this top line. Angle of incidence inside the denser medium must be greater than the critical angle. So, what is total internal reflection? When light travels from a denser to a rarer medium and the angle of incidence, critical angle, the light is completely reflected back into the denser medium. So, this total internal reflection occurs in nature also. In nature, it is mirage. What do you know what is mirage? So, what do you see in this image? In a highway, the cars are passing. So, down the water is there. So, have you ever seen this? So, this is an illusion. So, this illusion occurs because of hot condition of air. So, this mirage is an optical illusion on hot days. It especially occurs in the hot days. On hot days, the air near the ground will be very much hotter than the air in the above. The air above the road will be colder than the air in the road. So, this air in the ground become hotter. This is low density and low reflective index. So, light from the sky bends away from normal and undergoes TIR. So, because of the light, it from the sky bend. The sky contains the cold air, but the ground contains the hot air. Because of that, the light bends and it makes a total internal reflection. So, this makes an appearance like water in the road. So this is because of the illusion produced by the total internal reflection. So this picture shows that when we see an image from the ground, there is an illusion because of the air presence in the both the region, upper region and the lower region. So next, optical fiber structure and material. So optical fiber, this optical fiber you are very familiar. These optical fibers are used in every places for our electronic resources. So in the wired devices, in our household purposes, we all use this optical fibers. Optical fibers are nothing but the core and clad link. This is the core has higher reflective index than the clad link. So bundle of high quality glass or glass fibers are called, make this optical fibers. So in signals, light pulse travel from core to repeated total internal reflection. Why the signal pulse travel from core to repeated total internal reflection? Have you any ideas? So this is because of the light signals introduced at one end and a suitable angle. So this light signals introduced at a suitable angle when the light hits core to cadle. When the light hits the core and cadle boundaries at angle theta C, it undergoes total internal reflection. At the angle theta C, it undergoes the total internal reflection. Light repeatedly reflected among the length and emerged at the other end with the minimal loss. So this light repeatedly reflected along the length and emerged at the other end with the minimal loss. So let's see the uses and advantages of optical fiber. Transmit audio and visual signals over long distance. High bandwidth loss immune to electromagnetic interference. This endoscopy is used for the internal views. The internal views is nothing but we use this endoscopy for, in some cases we used in our hospital for, they used to say that take endoscopy. So this endoscopy purpose also this optical fibers are used. Used in telecommunication, internet backbones, cable TV, sensors. So this optical fibers are also used in telecommunication, internet backbones, cable TV, etc. So the advantages are transmit audio and video signals over long distance. It has a high bandwidth electromagnetic interference. Used in endoscopy in medical purposes. Used in telecommunication, internet backbones, cable TV, sensors, etc. So let's have a quick summary. So we have seen about the critical angle. The angle of incidence at which the angle of reflection 90 degree is called critical angle. So the total internal reflection occurs from incidence theta C when gone from denser to the rarer medium. Explains mirage and its working principle. So mirage occurs because of the two types of air. The one is the hot air and the cold air present in the surface and the ground level. The angle of incidence, the light bends and shows an illusion that's the water is present in the road. It's because of the hot air present in the road surface. So then we have seen about the optical fibers. It enables long distance capacity of communication. It's used in a medical purpose such as endoscopy. So we have seen about these topics. I hope you all have understood.